Hello, everybody. It's Sports Guy Ron. I'm here with your recap of the Week 13 NFL holiday games and a preview of the weekend games to finish off the week. A lot of interesting matchups, some interesting victories that's going to shake up the playoff races. We're going to start in the NFC North. We have Green Bay. They win in Detroit and won again, 31-24. Green Bay now is 8-3-1. Detroit is 7-5, and right now on the outside of the playoffs, looking in. I took the L on that on the win and the spread. That's a theme this week so far. Jordan Love, 18 of 30 for 234 yards, 4 touchdowns. Dontavian Wicks, 6 catches, 94 yards, 2 touchdowns. He had all the big catches in the game, the 2 touchdowns. He had the final catch to secure a first down so they could run out the clock while ahead by 1 touchdown. Jameson Williams stepped up for Detroit, 7 catches, 144 yards, and a touchdown. Green Bay, they were 3 of 3 on 4th down conversions. That was a big part of the game. I've been complaining. I wanted Matt LaFleur to be more aggressive. If you've heard my videos before, I thought that was kind of the reason they lost the games against Philadelphia. He did that in this one. He realized it was a big game. He was aggressive. They went for it on 4th downs. One of the touchdowns was on the 4th down. It's kind of controversial whether Wicks got his foot down and had 2 feet down or not. Detroit was 0-2 on 4th downs. Amon-Ra St. Brown, he hurt his ankle early, did not return to the game, looked like maybe a high ankle. Doesn't seem too serious, but he might miss a little bit of time, something they can't afford right now with Sam Laporta out and on the outside of the playoffs right now. Then the second game of the afternoon on Thanksgiving, Kansas City went into Dallas, and they lost. Kansas City's now 6-6. Dallas 6-5-1 and making a run for the playoffs in the NFC. They won 31-28. I took the L on that on the win and the spread. Pat Mahomes, 23 of 34, 261 and 4 touchdowns. Played really well, made some really big plays. CeeDee Lamb, 7 catches, 112 yards and a touchdown. George Pickens, 6 catches for 88 yards. The Dallas receivers stepped up when in a tough matchup here. Kansas City, 10 penalties for 119 yards. Uncharacteristic for Kansas City, so many penalties, and uncharacteristic for the referees to call that many penalties against Kansas City. I actually think a couple of them were kind of a little iffy, to be honest, which is surprising. Usually Kansas City seems to get the good side of the whistle, not necessarily what happened today in this game. Dallas, 9 of 16 on 3rd downs. Kansas City was 5 of 13 on 3rd downs. They were 3 of 3 on 4th down. Dallas was 1 of 1 on 4th down. But Dallas was able to control the game a little bit better with the 3rd down conversions and was able to come up with a victory to get them back into the playoff race, 6-5-1. And an AFC North matchup, the last game on Thanksgiving, Cincinnati went into Baltimore, completely dominated Baltimore, and won 32-14. I took the L on that on the win and the spread. Joe Burrow, 24 of 46, 261 yards, 2 touchdowns. Cincinnati had a 38-minute, 46-second to 21-minute, 14-second time of possession advantage, almost 2-1. It's pretty crazy. Jamar Chase, 7 catches for 110 yards. Baltimore had 5 turnovers. The 5 turnovers, 1 interception, 4 fumbles. The only thing that kept Baltimore really in this game was the fact that Cincinnati was 1 of 6 in the red zone getting touchdowns. They settled for 6 field goals in the game, but Baltimore just kept turning the ball over to Cincinnati, and they just kept kicking field goals. And, once in a while they'd just throw a touchdown in there, and they just dominated the game. It was very surprising for a Baltimore team trying to win that division right now. Now Cincinnati's 4-8. and Baltimore is 6-6. So Cincinnati's 2 games back. Was pending to see what Pittsburgh can do this week. In the Black Friday game, kind of a surprise, but not too much to me. Chicago went into Philadelphia and won 24-15. I did pick Philadelphia to win. I did pick Chicago to cover, so I got a win on that one. Although I didn't see how it was going to happen. The rushing yards, Chicago ran for 281 yards against that Philly defense. Shocking. Philadelphia only ran for 87. A.J. Brown, he had another good game. He had over 110 yards and I think 2 touchdowns. But, I mean, ever since he's complained that he wanted the ball more and they've been feeding him the ball, their running game is just awful and they're losing games. So I don't know what they're going to have to do. They're just not putting it together right now. Chicago now is 9-3, and Philadelphia is 8-4. Chicago's moving into that 2 seed in the NFC right now, leading the division in the NFC North. Third downs, Chicago 10 of 17. They were not behind the sticks because they kept running the ball well. So they were converting third downs, and the ones they did have were short, so they were easy to convert. Philadelphia is 4 of 12. Kyle Monangai, 22 carries for 130 yards and a touchdown. DeAndre Swift, 18 carries, 125 yards and a touchdown. These 2 guys, they set the tone. They were running angry in this game, and they just overpowered the offensive line for Chicago. You got to give them credit. They overpowered that great defensive line of Philadelphia. It just wasn't a contest. It was kind of shocking, to be honest. Chicago's showing that they can win either way on offense, passing or running the ball. So that's a recap of the 4 games that were the holiday games, and we're going to move on to preview the Sunday and the Monday night games. The first Sunday 1 p.m. game, we have New Orleans 2-9 at Miami 4-7. Miami is a 5.5 point favorite. I'm taking Miami to win and to cover. Who steps up for Alvin Kamara? It's likely he's going to be out. Who steps up in his place for New Orleans so that they can move the ball and score points, if anybody at all? Miami 4-1 against the spread in their last 5 games at home. Can New Orleans limit Waddle's and Achan's big plays? That's a good question. Lately, most teams haven't been able to do that, so we're going to have to see. I'm thinking that they're not going to be able to, so I'm taking Miami to win and to cover. We have an AFC South matchup next. We have Houston 6-5 at Indianapolis 8-3. Indianapolis is a 3.5 point favorite. I'm taking Indianapolis to win by a field goal. I'm taking Houston to cover. CJ Stroud is back for Houston. Indianapolis, this is their first divisional game that's not against Tennessee. So that's a kind of a quirk in the schedule. So Houston and Jacksonville games, 4 of them coming up home and away. So that's going to decide this division. Daniel Jones, can he be effective? He has a fractured fibula, it was reported this week. He's going to be able to play through it. It's the non-weight-bearing bone. So apparently it's obviously not displaced. So he's going to be able to play through it, they say. We'll see how effective, if that limits his effectiveness. And we're going to see Houston's number 1 defense against that strong Indy offense. Indy's offense has been down a little bit lately. They're not quite hitting on all cylinders. Can Jonathan Taylor get off on the run game? He hasn't been lately. They need a big outing out of him. In the next game, we have Atlanta. They are 4-7, heading to the New York Jets, who are 2-9. Atlanta's favored by 3. I'm taking the Jets to win it and to cover. I'm taking the upset on that one. Can New York make it 3 wins against backup quarterbacks? Their other 2 were against backup quarterbacks for Cincy and Cleveland. Can they make this number 3? The Jets' offensive line versus Atlanta's pass rush is a big key matchup in this game. They have 4 straight, Atlanta, with 5 sacks in a game. That's some sort of a record for them. They've really been turning it on, sacking the quarterback. So we're going to have to see how the Jets can hold up New York, 4-1 against the spread. The last 5 as an underdog. Those are some of the reasons I'm taking New York. Kirk Cousins, how's he going to handle? He was effective last week, but he didn't look so good the week before. We'll see how it's going to shake out, but I'm taking the Jets to win and to cover. In another matchup, weather's going to be involved here. We have San Francisco 8-4, traveling to Cleveland 3-8. San Francisco's a 4.5-point favorite. I'm taking San Francisco to win. I am taking Cleveland to cover. Can Brock Purdy handle Cleveland's defense and the elements? Now, they played a few years back. That was the year Cleveland made the playoffs with Joe Flacco. I believe that was 2023. Brock Purdy and San Francisco went into Cleveland undefeated. Cleveland was able to beat them. Jake Moody missed a field goal at the end of the game. I remember Brock Purdy had a real trouble with Cleveland's defense and real trouble with the wet ball. That could be a real issue in Cleveland. There's supposed to be 30, 40-mile-an-hour gusty winds, chance of rain, snow mix kind of during the game. So we'll have to see how they can handle it. Jim Schwartz, the defensive coordinator of Cleveland, has a really good record against Kyle Shanahan offenses. So we'll see how that works out. Can Shedeur Sanders build on his first start? He got a victory against Las Vegas. We'll have to see if he can build on that in this game, see how he handles the elements. And a big marquee matchup in this game, Myles Garrett. 12 sacks last 3 games, is going up against legend Trent Williams a lot of the time for San Francisco. So that's going to be a real key matchup in the game. If the Cleveland defensive line can dominate like they did against Las Vegas, it could be a long game for San Francisco. But San Francisco does have Christian McCaffrey on their side. Can Cleveland control him? In that game a couple years ago, McCaffrey went out injured in that game. So we'll see how this works out. So let's go to board number 2 and get the rest of the games from Sunday and Monday night. Okay, in the next matchup, we have the Los Angeles Rams. They are 9-2. They are the number 1 seed in the NFC right now. They are 10-point favorites at Carolina, 6-6. I'm taking LA to win. I'm taking Carolina to cover the 10 points. You got Devontae Adams leading 12 touchdown receptions. He'll probably be going against J.C. Horn quite a bit. The Rams, they are 8-2 against the spread as favorites, 4-0 as road favorites. So that's a good stat for the Rams. Bryce Young versus the Rams pass rush. Now, when Bryce Young averages more than 6 yards a pass attempt, he's 3-1. When he averages less than 6 yards a pass attempt, he's 3-4. Will the Carolina offensive line give him enough time to be throwing down the field, or is it all going to have to be short stuff? That might be a key matchup in this game. Look for that in this game. If Carolina can make some plays down the field, if they're not taking a lot of short stuff, they might have a chance to keep this close and be competitive in this game. In the second AFC South matchup, we have Jacksonville. They are 7-4. They are 6-point favorites at Tennessee. I'm taking Jacksonville to win and to cover since it's 6 points. It's not a high number this week. Can Cam Ward build on his improvement? His last 2 games have been his highest QBR-rated games. Some of that's been in garbage time, though. So that's what we have to see, if he can keep it up when the game is competitive and make the plays. But I kind of like the way he's trending. He's looking pretty good lately. His rookie wide receivers are really helping him. Tennessee's defense versus a strong recent Jags running game. It's been a two-headed monster for the Jacksonville lately, with Bashil Tootin, the rookie, and with Travis Etienne, both running the ball really well for Jacksonville. That's really helped them overcome some turnovers in the passing game from Trevor Lawrence. Jacksonville's fourth quarter defense is a question. They've given up 9.6 points per game this year in the fourth quarter. That's the 29th. That's the third worst in the league. Can Tennessee keep it close and take advantage of that? They've been playing really well in the fourth quarters. Usually it's been in garbage time, but not always. So you have to can Tennessee keep it close with that? I'm thinking Jacksonville gets a little bit right in this game. I'm going to take them to win and to cover. Interesting matchup next. We have Arizona 3-8 at Tampa Bay 6-5. Tampa Bay is a 2.5 point favorite only. I'm taking Tampa Bay to win and to cover that. You have Marvin Harrison's questionable. Does that mean there's more Michael Wilson coming? He's got 25 catches in 2 games for them, with Jacoby Brissett throwing him the ball quite a bit. Baker Mayfield's questionable, although it looks like he's trending towards playing. He's got that left shoulder. If he can't start, it'll be Teddy Bridgewater. But the big story in this game, Bucky Irving is back. I have a feeling he's going to be able to run pretty well if he can stay healthy against Arizona. I think he's going to be the difference in this game. I think they need to get their run game, keep it going. Him, Sean Tucker, Rashad White, the 3 of them, I think they can do it in this game. That's why I'm taking Tampa Bay to win and to cover. In the first 4 p.m. game, we have Minnesota. They are at Seattle. Minnesota's 4-7, at Seattle 8-3. Seattle is an 11.5 point favorite. I am going to take Seattle to win and to cover. Looks like Minnesota's on their third quarterback, Max Brosmer, likely to start. The Vikings are 1-5 in their last 6 games, and they're averaging 16.8 points per game. That's not good. Seattle, can they keep their run game excelling? Walker and Charbonnet have really been going. Kenneth Walker and Zach Charbonnet have really been excelling at splitting time and helping out the pass game, which they're likely going to have to do because I think Brian Flores, he likes to blitz. He's going to blitz Sam Darnold a lot. Sam Darnold, especially coming off that four interception game a couple games ago, he's going to try to blitz him a lot. Can Darnold handle that? I'm thinking the run game's going to help him, so that's why I'm taking Seattle to win and to cover. The next 4 o'clock game is a really interesting AFC matchup. We have Buffalo 7-4. They are 3.5 point favorites going into Pittsburgh 6-5. Pittsburgh's leading the division, the AFC North. I'm going to take Buffalo to win and to cover those. Buffalo has 3 straight games with 3 turnovers. Pittsburgh tied for second with 20 turnovers for the season on defense. So that's a matchup Buffalo needs to protect the ball against Pittsburgh. Buffalo's D giving up the fewest passing attempts in the league. Can Pittsburgh run the ball and be effective, or can they pass it? The history says no. Aaron Rodgers will be back for this game, it's looking like, so we'll see how he handles that. Pittsburgh 14-6 against the spread after a loss. So that's more info going Pittsburgh's way. I'm going to buck that trend. I'm taking Buffalo. They need to right the ship and right it fast. I just think this is the game they do it. Pittsburgh's defense has been a lot of big plays, but giving up a lot of big plays. I'm thinking Buffalo can take advantage of that. Look for Khalil Shakir to have a big game in this game. In an AFC West matchup, we have Las Vegas 2-9 traveling to LA to play the Chargers 7-4. The Chargers are 9-point favorites. I'm taking LA to win and to cover that. I'd think about it more for Las Vegas if it was double digits, but at 9, I'm taking LA. Las Vegas has a new offensive coordinator, Greg Olson, not the Fox commentator, but he's been a quarterback coach a long time and bounced around in the league. He's taken over for Chip Kelly. Can the Chargers' offensive line handle Max Crosby? Can they do something about it? That's the one matchup that really concerns me for the Chargers, is that offensive line has been bad. The other thing is, will Las Vegas, their offensive line, ever help Ashton Genty? I was watching that Cleveland game. It's like there was no holes for Ashton Genty. I mean, there's a couple, but I mean, a lot of times he's getting hit straight away. It's been like that all season. Their offensive line is just a disaster. My opinion, that's the real problem with the Vegas offense, not the coordinator, but that's neither here nor there since he's already gone. But I'm taking LA to win and to cover in this game, and I'll be surprised if Vegas can keep this close, to be honest. In the Sunday night game, it's kind of a matchup for them this year. Denver 9-2. They are 5.5-point favorites at the Washington Commanders 3-8. Denver, I'm taking to win and to cover. Did the bye come at the right time for Denver to fix their turnover and penalty problems? They've had 113 penalties, is the most in the NFL. They've had lots of turnovers lately. Can they get that ironed out over the bye? We'll see. They're going on the road to Washington. Washington's rush defense isn't that great. They might run the ball a little more. Washington's offense, can they score points with Terry McLaurin back? That's going to help them. Jaden Daniels is not back yet, so we'll see if Mariota can get the offense moving. Washington 0-6 against the spread in the last 6 games, so I'm taking Denver to win and to cover that game. Monday night game is a little more interesting matchup to me. It's the New York Giants 2-10, but a very frisky 2-10. They're traveling to New England 10-2. New England's 7.5-point favorites. Taking New England to win, but taking the Giants to cover. You have Jackson Dart returning for the Giants. Can he play smarter and not get injured and not be being checked out for a concussion every other game? The reworked New England offensive line versus a Giants defensive line that has a lot of first-round draft picks on it. It's kind of underperformed this season, to be honest. But Will Campbell, the left tackle, the rookie 4th pick overall for New England, he's going to be out. He's on IR for a while. Doesn't look like it's season ending, but that's going to cause some shuffling. So that's what we're under. We're going to have to see how they react to that and if that affects Drake May at all. New England has won 9 straight games. They are 7-2 against the spread. In those 9 games, I'm going to take New England to win, but I think the Giants can cover this one. Thank you for watching this video. If you made it this far, I appreciate it. If you did, give it a like. If you get some information, maybe subscribe to my channel. I hope you had a very nice holiday. I hope you have a good weekend, and I'll talk to you later.